Buenos dias, and welcome back to Cryptocito. Yo, I hope that you are prepared for the Crypto Bull Run 2021. This year, I think it's going to be absolutely insane because we have the institutions on board. And while that is not necessarily a good thing in terms of utility and decentralization, it is definitely a good thing for the price to go through the roof. And that's why today I want to make a review on one of my personal biggest bets during this bull run, and that is Polkadot. Polkadot is a Web3 internet base layer that is absolutely huge, and it is already very hyped, but the price is still comparably low. So we'll be looking into what Polkadot is, why I'm so hyped about it, and what is the potential that it could become one day. And if you're excited about that, make sure you hit up the subscribe button, you share this video with 1 or 2 friends. Also, I really appreciate every single donation that is coming into this channel to support me to make more content and more project reviews here during this bull run. I think it's going to be very helpful for you to take smarter decisions, also to be up to date on everything in the crypto space, because it is quite confusing at times, right? So having that said, let's get started and make sure you watch the entire thing. All right, so without losing any time, let's go straight into it. And we can already see Polkadot is a top 10 cryptocurrency with a market capitalization of nearly $10 billion and a 24-hour trading volume of $1.35 billion. The current price per DOT token is currently $10.04. And the all-time high has been $10.64. So we are actually at an all-time high, but that doesn't really say much because the coin only exists since August of this year, right? So we haven't had a crazy bubble. We haven't had crazy euphoria for that project yet. It is a brand new cryptocurrency that is just entering price discovery, right? Price discovery means that we have never had those price levels in the past, and we're just finding what is the fair evaluation for this project. And we know that during a bull run, those evaluations are not really fair. Those evaluations are just a result of people FOMO buying into something they mostly don't even understand. And from an investment perspective, DOT, in my opinion, has a lot of upward potential. If we just look here at the market capitalization, which I said is around 9.5 or $10 billion, and we'll compare it, for example, to Ethereum, which is more than 14 times higher, right? And we're not even at all-time high for Ethereum yet. I believe that Polkadot has potential to at least achieve Ethereum levels, maybe even much higher than that, right? Because Ethereum will also rise in the same time, right? A rising tide lifts all ships. So if Ethereum goes up, if Bitcoin goes up, all the other projects will go up as well. And my assumption here is that Polkadot is going to even outperform a lot of the other cryptocurrencies, which is why I'm strongly betting on them. So now let's look into what Polkadot actually is and why it is so hyped. And one of the main reasons why it is so hyped and promising is because of the founder, Gavin Wood. And Gavin Wood is also the co-founder of Ethereum. So he developed Ethereum along with Vitalik and also Charles Hoskinson and others. And he is so important because he has been not just a silent co-founder in the background, but he actually developed and invented Solidity, which is the programming language that Ethereum is coded in, and also the Ethereum Virtual Machine, which is basically the heart of Ethereum itself. So over the years, Gavin then figured out that Ethereum is not scalable, it's not made for the masses, and that he might have to apply a different logic, a different approach to resolve the blockchain trilemma, which is scalability, security, and decentralization. And the result of that is now called Polkadot. And Polkadot is using a different approach than Ethereum because they're implementing something that they call Parachains. Besides scalability, Polkadot is there to interconnect blockchains, okay? And that is the so-called interoperability. That means that blockchains and other technologies as well can just intercommunicate, transfer value seamlessly and without compromising security or without compromising decentralization, right? Because right now in the Ethereum ecosystem, Ethereum is pretty much for itself, right? It's pretty much for itself means that we're all stuck with high transaction fees. We're all stuck with the slow transaction throughput. And that is a problem, right? And that is a problem because we are all depending on Ethereum, and the Ethereum development is pretty slow, right? That is not something against Ethereum. I'm not bashing against them here, but it's just something that we have to accept, right? It's just something that we have to live with, right? And the core team, or let's say the Ethereum Foundation and the Ethereum developers, they're already working on a transition from Ethereum 1 to Ethereum 2, which makes it scalable and ready for the masses. But this is still 1.5 years down the road. Polkadot is already live. And what that means is that anybody can just build on top of their technology. And their technology basically is called Substrate. And Substrate is an open source code that anybody can just take, launch their own project so that it is compatible with the Polkadot ecosystem. And the core benefit of launching on Polkadot Substrate is that you can customize your own blockchain as you wish. It means that you can choose whether or not you want to have a permission blockchain or a permissionless blockchain, whether you want to have your own token or not, and how many tokens you want. Like, you can customize your blockchain as you want, and it is all compatible within the Polkadot ecosystem. And that is huge because it assures true interoperability. And there's a lot of other features, for example, forkless updates that you can make, meaning that you don't have to hard fork the network in order to implement changes. And if we look into projects that are already being built on top of Polkadot or on top of Substrate, we can see there's a lot of traction already, right? We have HBAR, we have Centrifuge, we have Akala, we have Polymath, which is launching Polymesh and rebranding, with Chainlink, with Katal, Ocean Protocol, Energy Web, right, with ChainX. So there's already a long list of projects that are being built on top of Substrate, and also decentralized exchanges like Polkastarter or POLKADOT'S that are trying to build this ecosystem for Polkadot. And looking at the founding team here of Polkadot, we can see that, well, obviously Gavin is the most popular in the crypto space because his involvement in Ethereum as well. But also we have here Robert Habermeyer and also Peter Saban. They have been very active in the crypto space or blockchain space as researchers and technical experts. Actually, all of them, they have very strong technical backgrounds. Peter is also the CTO of the Web3 Foundation, which is basically the organization behind Polkadot and the organization that developed Polkadot. So yeah, those are the founding members. I think they're very solid. I haven't met any of them yet, even though I was in a Polkadot conference back in 2018 in Berlin, which is also where most of them are, I think, still based out of. So yeah, the team is very solid. It's a huge team. It's a huge network. I think they have more than 100 people that are working on it. And if we look into the Web3 Foundation, which is a research and development fund, basically, that is just working on open source software. And Polkadot, as well as Kusama, has been the tangible outcome, if you will, that we can also see listed on CoinGecko of the Web3 Foundation, right? So they're also giving out grants. You can apply for grants there. As you can see here, they are organizing conferences, the Web3 Summit, and they just have a huge community that are supporting them. Now, from a technical standpoint, like I said earlier, Polkadot is scalable and also interoperable without compromising security for the Web3. And I already made reviews on the graph and already talked about Chainlink. So those are all little pieces in the Web3 that we're building, the decentralized web. And Polkadot is aiming to be the whole backbone on which the Web3 is being built on top of, right? That's why you also see Chainlink, for example, is built on top of Polkadot Substrate. And the idea is here really to build a network of blockchains that are all communicating with each other, and they're all sharing not just tokens, but also data, right? So basically everything that can be transferred seamlessly and without cost. And that is really interesting, not just for freedom-seeking individuals who want to be bound free from banks and all these centralized institutions, but also for real institutions and organizations, because, like I said earlier, they have the choice to build permission blockchains, which means, or private and permission blockchains, which means that you can also run your business on Substrate and you're still compatible with the entire ecosystem. So it's a really all-rounder solution for everybody. And not just for a specific target audience. So that is why also we can speak of a general purpose blockchain here, right? Such as Ethereum, for example. And if you want to see how, just basically in a nutshell, how Polkadot functions under the hood is we have those relay chains and we have parachains. Well, in fact, we only have one relay chains, which is Polkadot, and then we have several parachains, which are sovereign blockchains that have their own tokens and optimize their functionality for specific use cases. And as of my understanding, there are no parachains live yet. I think the first parachain is going to be Kusama, but there will be an auction where projects can just apply to become a parachain, and then the community can basically vote for a certain blockchain to become a parachain in the Polkadot ecosystem. And then after a period of time, that whole voting procedure is renewed in order to assure that it's a democratic system, right? And then you also have Parathreads, which is basically a blockchain to go kind of model. And you also have bridges, which allow connectivity of all that, and also which make the bridge to Ethereum and other public ledgers. Well, and one of the main reasons I think why Polkadot is also so hyped and so successful already is because instead of using hardware in the proof of work consensus rules, they are using proof of stake, meaning that you can delegate your DOT tokens to the relay chain, provide security, and in return earn passive income. And that is really, really huge. Why? Well, because you can earn like actual passive income. You don't have to do anything. All you gotta do is you gotta buy DOT and you gotta delegate them to the network. That's it. You're providing security and you're earning rewards. In my opinion, that's probably also going to be the future of earning passive income from home, right? And if you're front running that innovation, you can really, really set up a solid long-term passive income stream here right now as we speak. So that's why I'm securing my DOT, and also I'm not planning to sell them because I can earn rewards staking them, right? This also takes away the sell pressure, because why would you sell if you earn daily rewards in DOT tokens, right? And yeah, that is something that you can do on Kraken. You can do that in just a few clicks and earn 12% rewards. Keep in mind though that if you stake on Kraken or any centralized exchange, you are giving away your private keys, right? You are compromising sovereignty against rewards, right? And in fact, you should just keep them offline or on a ledger or something, and just set up your validator node for yourself, which is much more complicated, but you at least hold your keys yourself, right? So personally, I'm also staking on Kraken and also on Binance because they have locked staking programs where I can even earn higher yields. But this is something that I would not primarily recommend because of the security aspect and because of the private key situation, right? So just advising you risks here. I know I'm taking the risk here, but I also believe that Binance and Kraken are very secure. They do have huge funds, so that in case they get hacked or anything happens, they are able to compensate the losses for their users, right? This is not a long-term solution, I know that, but I believe that for now, it's really, really simple and easy to do. Right, and to summarize, the whole benefit of Polkadot here, you can basically just see on this little graphics here. The current method is that you just have a single transaction that goes from A to B, and on Polkadot you are able to transact at the same time multiple transactions, right? And that is obviously how you can really, really scale up through parachains that are always securing the relay chain, the underlying relay chain, which is Polkadot. The real innovation here is that they resolve the interoperability and the scalability dilemma in one go, right? And that is super, super important. And that is also very important to achieve mass adoption in crypto. Now, if we look into some statistics here on polkadot.io, we can see that currently we have 282 validators. We have nearly 7,000 nominators. Around 62% of the DOT supply is currently being staked. 643 million DOT tokens. And if we look into the total supply, there are currently 950 million in circulation, right? So it's a lot of tokens that are being staked. And that means they are not as liquid as, for example, a token that would just lay around on an exchange. Now, that is very bullish for the price. on the one hand, but also very bullish for the security on the other hand, right? Because remember, if you stake your DOT, you're actively securing the relay chain, which is Polkadot. Now, if we look into the Polkadot ecosystem, we can see that there are already 331 projects being deployed on top of Polkadot. And you can see here is all the niches, oracles, they have NFTs, they have bridges, they have privacy coins, DeFi, smart contracts, exchanges, like a lot of things that are being developed. That's also a great source of new projects and new coins that you want to find basically here on this site. This is community governed, by the way, so this is not officially from the team, but still it is very interesting, and at one glance you can see what's going on here. Oracles, for example, is super interesting. Kylian Network is a great project. Chainlink we already seen, but yeah, this is something that you can also browse and scout new projects for yourself, because I believe Polka DeFi is going to be really big, or the entire Polka ecosystem. So in the end of the day, my personal plan is to really focus on strong fundamentals here for this bull run, because we can go extremely parabolic here with a lot of altcoins. And personally, my bet is Polkadot for this bull run. I think it has a lot of upward potential. So if you enjoyed that review, then make sure you hit up the like button. That would really help me. Also leave me a comment what you think about Polkadot, if you're staking already or if you plan to stack it up. And I'll see you guys in the next one.